For the past 4 years, Rishi Sharma has been traveling around North America trying to preserve history. He's the founder of the Heroes of the Second World War Project, and he's made it his goal to document the stories of as many living Second World War veterans as he can. He's visited 45 states and now a few Canadian cities, asking veterans to share their stories and posting them online. Rishi joins us this morning from San Diego. Good morning.
Morning. How are you, sir?
I'm doing very well. I appreciate that you got up so early to tell us your story today. Now, you're only 20. You started doing this when you were 16. So tell me, how did it all begin?
Well, I've always been interested in World War II ever since I was a little kid, and I would always read books about the war, or I'd watch the History Channel. And I just started reading more books when I was in high school, and I started calling up some of the veterans that I was reading about. And it was such an amazing feeling, because all I would have to do is just look in the phone book for their name, and I could actually talk to this real-life superhero who went through hell so that someone like me could have a chance at life. And if I wanted to get in touch with some kind of useless celebrity like the Kardashians, I'd have to go through 1,000 people to talk to this veteran. I could just call him. So it made me realize that these veterans are still among us, and I could actually go meet and learn from my heroes. So I started riding my bike to the local retirement community near my house, and I just started interviewing those veterans. And I interviewed all of them, and then I went to the next one, and then the next one. And pretty soon the local paper did a story about what I was doing, and people started calling me to go do interviews with their grandparents or their fathers. And I started ditching class because I was learning more from the veterans than I was in school. And then when I graduated high school, the Associated Press did a national story about my mission, and I got thousands of people reaching out telling me about veterans that they knew. So then I made it my mission to meet and interview 2 to 3 World War II combat veterans every day until the last one passes away.
Rishi, this is a phenomenal plan that you have, an ambitious plan. I mean, and I would even argue to say daunting. We looked at the numbers, and there are over 50,000 World War II vets in Canada, over 500,000 in the United States. What does a typical week look like for you while you do this? And I don't believe that you can, numbers-wise, get to the end of this thing. So what is your end goal?
Well, my end goal is just to meet and interview just as many World War II combat veterans as possible, and to inspire other people in their communities to go visit the veterans in their local retirement homes as well and get their stories documented. I understand I won't be able to get to each and every single one of the surviving veterans, but something that's interesting is there are not that many combat veterans. For example, in the U.S., there were 16 million people in the service, but only a fourth of them overseas, and that's the Army, the Navy, the Marines, and the Air Force. And an even smaller percentage were on the front lines, because you had supply sergeants and cooks. So to actually get that combat experience, it's not that huge of a number, which makes it less daunting. But a typical week, I'll go to a city. I just turned 20, so I'm able to start renting cars, which is a big deal because I'll be able to fly somewhere like Memphis, Tennessee. I'll rent a car, and then I already have interviews scheduled. I do 2 to 3 a day. I'll go to different retirement homes. I'll go to different veterans' homes. And then when the week is over, I'll just come back and I'll go to the next city. I only buy one-way tickets. People think that I have like a home base, but I haven't been back to my own house in over a year and a half. I've just been on the road.
Rishi, when you do reach out to these veterans and they do agree to sit down with you, what is the mood between you and he? Do you find that they're eager to share their stories? Are they open with their stories?
I wouldn't use the word eager, but a lot of the veterans are willing to share their combat experiences, and they understand the importance of it. No one really likes to talk about, having to see their friends getting killed or having to kill people. But after 75 years since the start of the war, the veterans of World War II are finally starting to open up about their experiences. And I've just been so blessed to be one of the people to get to sit down and capture those stories. I'm in a very fortunate position for three reasons. I'm the same age the veterans were when they were in combat. I do copious amounts of research before each interview, so I know what I'm talking about. I know the difference between a platoon and a company, or what the 1st Canadian Division did versus the 82nd Airborne in the United States. But the most important thing, sir, is that I'm not related to any of the veterans. So there's no emotional attachment, and they can talk to me like I'm one of the guys in a censor-free environment. And it's really cathartic because they can really get some things out of their system before they pass. Because it's a very lonely feeling when you're the only person in the world that knows what it's like to see, your best friend getting killed, or what you felt when you had to shoot different people, But to know that there's someone out there who understands even a little bit of what you went through during the war, it's comforting. And it's the veterans know I'm not going to judge them. And even if I did judge them, they wouldn't care because they're not going to run into me at the grocery store. I'll be in a different state probably the next day. And so a lot of the veterans use this as an opportunity to get things out of their system that had been bothering them. And I've had many of veterans' families call me and tell me that they've never heard the veteran talk this much about the war before after I left. And I don't know, and they don't know what I did.
Well, Rishi, I want to thank you so much for sharing your story with us today. I think important doesn't even begin to describe the work that you are doing. So thank you very much for waking up so early and talking to us about this work today. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity. And if anyone knows any World War II veterans, I would really urge them to please reach out to the nonprofit heroesofthesecondworldwar.org. I'm coming back to Canada to interview more heroes.
Awesome. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. Good luck.